Afternoon, everyone. Bill Rensselaer in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Wanted to bring you a sports update this afternoon. Husker men's basketball team getting ready, already on their way, maybe even already there, to Chicago for the Big Ten tournament. Head coach Fred Hoiberg speaking to the media earlier today about the Huskers matchup against Minnesota tomorrow, as well as the Big Ten tournament and the start of March Madness. So we'll go ahead and we'll listen in to head coach Fred Hoiberg from his press conference earlier today.
I think it's awesome. We all know how valuable Derek is, and for the coaches to recognize that says a lot. And we play through Derek. We rely on him for so many things, and it's great to see him get this recognition after all that he's been through in the 4 years since he's been here, and to see him going out on a high note. It's very well deserved, and all of us in this program are very proud of Derek.
Going into this tournament, you need a run. If you obviously want to get to the NCAAs. It's tough when you don't have depth. What is the style and the way that you plan on kind of playing? Same style, or what are you trying to do?
Yeah, we're going to have to play the same way. I think that's the biggest thing going into this, and just take it one at a time. We can't look at this monumental task of we got to go out and win 5 games to make the tournament. You just got to go out and win one, and then worry about the next one. And we know we're playing a team that's playing their best basketball this season. Since they came back from the pause, they've had 5 one-possession games, our game included in that. And they won against a very tough Rutgers team, and then had a great chance to beat Wisconsin at home in their last one. So they're playing really good basketball. They're shooting over 40% from 3 in their last 5, and when they go with that big lineup, that puts a lot of pressure on your defense just with their size. And obviously you saw what happened to us on the glass in the last game against Iowa. We're going to have to do a much better job if we want to have a chance of winning this game and taking care of the ball. Ball security is going to be very important in this tournament. You can't give teams free baskets and give them a pick-6 type situation. So taking care of the basketball is important. Finding a way to compete on the defensive glass is going to be as important as anything in this game. But as far as our mindset, we just have to go out, and right now our sole focus is on Minnesota. And if we're fortunate enough to move past, then we'll worry about Maryland. But right now, we're playing a really good team that's playing very good basketball, and we're going to have to go out and continue to do the things that have made us successful and do a better job on some of the things that hurt us in the last game.
The last 2 years, you finished strong in the regular season. You go to the Big Ten tournament, you have a great first half.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it doesn't happen in the second half. Is there any learning lessons that the players on this team that were part of that can take from it?
Yeah, it's the past, Sam, and we're worrying about worried about today. I thought we had a good sharp practice in preparation for this game tomorrow. We obviously didn't go too long. We did get some live reps. Just try to keep our timing. We put the game plan in yesterday and really focused on that in today's practice. And, it's all about tomorrow now. It's not about last year. It's not about what happened. Can we take things from it? Absolutely. You can always take things, from previous experience. And we have. We played when you look at last season when we beat Penn State, we beat Wisconsin, we beat Ohio State, and then I think we're up 14 in that game in the second half. And then Northwestern went on a great run on us, as all teams do in this league, and it's about how you respond to that. The one thing I do appreciate about our group is how we've handled adversity this year and how we've responded when teams have gone on runs. Iowa got up 7 the other day, had a timeout, and went out and outscored them, scored the next 5 points to bring it back to a one-possession game. And that's been kind of the makeup of this group, especially since February, and it's going to have to continue. We're going to have to respond well to adversity, play in the late game again, and hopefully go out there and compete and give ourselves a chance to win and then move on. That's what it's all about right now for our group. They're excited, they're hungry, and hopefully we go out and play a complete game and move on.
Timetable on Blaze Key.
Yeah, he did a little bit more today. He'll go through our shoot around in the morning, and we'll see where he's at. But he's still got some soreness in that ankle. Hopefully, if our trainers and doctors are okay with that, he could throw him out there for a few minutes. He's going to be important. To your question, Eric, earlier about depth, if we can get a couple minutes out of different guys, that's sometimes all it takes to get a guy a little bit of rest. And we're going to need Oleg in this game. Oleg played last time we played Minnesota, so we're going to hopefully have him, but he still has some soreness. He did a little bit, but still has a little way to go.
I know Minnesota's had a tough record this year, but they fought you in Lincoln a couple of weeks ago and played against Rutgers to kind of wash the record at this time.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's 0-0 right now, and I know that's going to be Ben's message to his team, and I know he likes how they're playing right now. That game, they had a 7-point lead with about 10 minutes to go against a very good Wisconsin team. Chucky Hepburn made a huge three under a minute to go to give them a lead. Minnesota missed a free throw to tie it at the end, so that was a very good competitive basketball game, and they played with a lot of poise, I thought, and a lot of they were very efficient in that game as well. Listen, their bigs pose as big a problem as any in our league. When they go Payne, Garcia, and Battle at the 3, 4, 5, and then Ola Joseph, he just gets better every time he steps on the floor. Carrington, Henley, I mean, those young guys have really improved, and that's a big credit to Ben and his staff, to see how that team is continuing to compete. But it is, when you look at it going into postseason, you wipe the records away, and everybody's 0-0. So, hopefully tomorrow, when we just need to go out there, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We've been playing pretty good basketball, and we just have to continue to do the things that have gotten us to where we are right now.
March is always a special time in your sport. Do you get a sense from your guys that they're kind of caught up in the opportunities, plural, that could lie ahead of the
Yeah, I mean, this is the fun time of year, and all the work that we've done to this point, going all the way back to June, this is what you prepare for is postseason opportunity. Conference tournaments are a ton of fun, and I've been a part of cutting down nets on a couple different occasions. There's nothing like it. Nobody can take that away from you when you do that, and it's special for your team. I still am close with a lot of the players that I had the opportunity to cut nets down with, and it's really exciting for your fan base. And, it really is the time. Everything's been a grind up to this point. Now the fun starts in the postseason, and we just need to, again, go out there and focus on the task at hand, not the overall what we need to do, to make the tournament. It's just one game at a time, and hopefully we go out and give ourselves a chance tomorrow.
What role was it practice today? What was the message there, and what was the response from you?
Yeah, he was unbelievable, and he came in with a couple of guys in his staff, and came in and gave our guys an awesome message moving forward. So I won't say exactly what he said. I'll keep that between us and the team. But he was phenomenal today, and we were very excited and honored to have him at our practice today.
From your experience as a player and a coach, for young guys that are going through postseason for the first time, whether it's conference tournament or beyond, how valuable is that for their long-term growth, just having that experience compared to just regular season?
Yeah, it's an important part of the development, an important part of the process for the young guys to experience this and see how much fun it is, and then they have been. I mean, it's not like they've never watched an NCAA tournament, but now that you're on a team and you've experienced some success, you've gone through some growing pains, you want to put your team in a position, and the players want it where next year we're not playing for an NCAA tournament berth. You're already in it, and you're playing for a seeding, and that's what you want to get to. So it is an important part of it, and it's going to be a big thing for us in the off season. Who knows what our roster is going to look like going into next year, with all the different ways that you can put a roster together right now, but it is. I mean, Jamarcus will experience it. Sam, will experience it playing for the first time. And you've got a lot of guys. Oleg hasn't been in this situation on the floor. Wilhelm didn't have it last year with the injury. So we've got a lot of guys. This will be their first time playing in this environment. And there's different pressures, but for us, our message is we need to continue to play the same way. You don't need to go out there and try to do something different that you haven't been doing all year. Just play good, solid, fundamental basketball, and hopefully have a chance. But it's a great opportunity for our young guys to learn what this whole situation is all about.
How nice has it been to see CJ during this run sort of have some of those moments, and then how that can maybe carry into the season?
Yeah, he was huge in the last one, obviously, with the 7 consecutive points, and made a couple great plays, did a really good job, he and Derek, against the press, where Derek met the ball, immediately turned up the floor, and got CJ a layup with about 3.5 to go in a tie game. That was a huge basket that I think gave us the lead for good. And just, to see him hit that 3 when Derek got double-teamed on the post, those are huge. The biggest thing, it's a confidence builder for CJ, and it's, going forward here, we're going to need everybody. And, we had good we've had good efficiency, and CJ's been a big part of that. I don't think so. I think the biggest thing, we just need to go out and worry about Minnesota right now, and you go out. I don't know, Sam. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm just worried about hopefully going out and competing tomorrow night.
That was Husker men's head basketball coach Fred Hoiberg speaking earlier today. Again, they left for Chicago basically right after that press conference was done. Again, if we pull up the Big Ten bracket, Huskers taking on Minnesota. After the first game, which is Ohio State and Wisconsin, that game is scheduled to tip off at 5:30 Central on the Big Ten Network. And so thinking maybe around 8 o'clock on Wednesday for that game to tip off Nebraska and Minnesota. Again, Nebraska has beaten Minnesota twice this year. First in overtime in Minneapolis, second time in Lincoln. They beat them at home. And then if they do beat Minnesota, they would play Maryland on Thursday the 9th, and that would be again likely probably around 8 o'clock in the evening. And if they manage to beat Maryland, who they've won against and lost against so far this year, they would face off against Indiana, who's the number 3 seed and who has a double bye for the Big Ten tournament. So obviously sports director Kevin Suits will have all of the latest from the men's basketball team and everything else Husker and sports related for you coming up tonight. At 6 o'clock and 10 o'clock, Husker baseball, I believe, was playing this afternoon. Here it might be playing now, I think, at Haymarket Park. So he'll have highlights from them. And then again, obviously highlights of the Huskers and Minnesota tipping off tomorrow to start off the Big Ten tournament. As always, want to appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching. Again, streaming from the 1011 Now streaming studio, new space for us. Again, live right now on YouTube as well as on the 1011 Now live stream. Again, you can catch that full Fred Hoiberg press conference on our YouTube channel. You can find that video there. But again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in and for watching. As always, again, keep it tuned to 1011 News for all the latest news, weather, and sports.